Thank you for watching, liking, commenting, sharing, and subscribing right now. Before the weekend, we ruffled some feathers when we told you about an article on LockerGnome.com that suggested 5 reasons you would not want to use Android. And despite bringing up issues that Android lovers are frustrated by, like the lack of updates or cohesive updates across the board, people still wanted to hate. I'm like, dude, it's not. I can't change it. I'm not a carrier. I don't make the hardware. Don't get mad at me. Don't shoot the messenger. So still, people got their panties in a bunch. And we have another article for you. And it should make you happy. And this video should make you thrilled, really, because it's the converse. See, we don't just cover one aspect of this world of geekery. We try to cover, if there are two, both sides, and do it as well as we possibly can. So we have now crafted an article on LockerGnome.com, which you can click the link in the description or just read along as I'm talking, because there are plenty of reasons there beyond what I'm going to talk about in this video. 5 reasons why you would choose Android over, say, an iOS device. So I've got an iPhone, an iPad. Why you would, because you can get an Android tablet, you can get an Android smartphone. So 5 reasons that you would choose Android over iOS. Check out the list on the blog post. I'm just going to give you my thoughts on the matter outright, and they're likely in alignment with the blog post. So, and Jenford says, go Android. I actually think that Android needs to be here. We need a stiff competition in this space, and Android has provided the only competition to iOS. I would say stiffest competition in recent years, really. There really wasn't competition until Android came around. So one reason you would go with Android is, okay, this is an iPhone. It's got one button. That's it. This is the configuration. That's all you get. With Android, you can get dozens of possible hardware configurations. You can get the exact phone that you want in terms of features. Now, you may want this, but not want that. Well, is there an Android device for you? The possibilities are certainly higher. So one value of the Android ecosystem is that you can get just about any type of Android device you might want. And if it's not available now, just wait a few months and there's going to be a new Android device that may fit your needs. That is, I think, the biggest strength of Android is the fact that there's so many options available. And if you're someone who loves options, you love Android. That's probably the big reason why you would love Android. So when you look at Android and its true power is the foundation. It's not just the operating system, right? It is, well, partially open source. I can't say fully because they didn't really share much of what they did with Honeycomb. Ice cream sandwich, the newest flavor of, literally, the newest flavor of the Android operating system is available for you to use. And so that is tremendous because you can create something completely new. You can make that operating system do exactly what you want it to do. You can't do that with iOS. It's not going to happen. It's never going to happen. Apple's not going to open anything with iOS, at least in any point in the near future. They may eventually, but not today. Apple's going to stay in a closed ecosystem. It's the way they're going to play it. There are some Android, I guess, what would you call it? Products, efforts that are more closed than others. For instance, the Kindle Fire. That is an Android device, or it's certainly based on Android. You can run Android apps on it. They've just made some modifications to it, but that's the idea. They can do that. So there's an extreme value in those two things, the range of options that are available. And when Google allows it, they give you access to that code that you can use for anything that you might want. And again, we've got a more full list, 5 big reasons why you would choose Android over iOS. And here's the thing, and I said this in the other video, although some people had, I don't know what they had in their ears. I don't even want to know. I know what was coming out of their mouth. It wasn't intelligence. You can live in both worlds. It's okay. You can, believe it or not, have an iOS device and an Android device. You can even use them at the same time. Yeah, it's okay. If you want, you can do that. It's not a world of black and white. But don't just think that iOS is better Because better, remember, is relative.